Hi, my name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32, where this is our verse. Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. When I was a young teenager, my brother and I somehow acquired a large supply of firecrackers. And it so happened that the farm we lived on also had a large supply of apple trees. So we began to think, firecrackers, apples. Firecrackers, apples. What could we do? We soon discovered that if you put a firecracker in an apple, it makes a great little apple grenade. So we began to assemble an arsenal of loaded apples. Rotten apples worked especially well. We had a great time lobbing these apple bombs at the unsuspecting friends we had invited up for target practice. The looks on their faces when those apples exploded, well, it was priceless. On one occasion, I had lit the fuse on one of my apple bombs. I held it so it would burn a bit, then tossed it, but nothing happened. I went and got it and discovered that it had burned down to the top of the firecracker and went out. It was still good. It just needed to be relit. So I picked it up and got real close so I could see the fuse, lit the match, touched the fuse, and it blew up right in my face. Not one of my finer moments. I suddenly began to have some empathy for my former friends. Fortunately, God preserves the simple, and I wasn't hurt, but I got a new appreciation for the term short fuse. I realized that when someone is described as having a short fuse, it's not a good thing. It can get real messy. Proverbs talks about the dangers of short fuses. Hot-tempered, short-fused people have destroyed countless relationships, families, marriages, children, and friends. We have all been at both ends of the short fuse. We have watched friends or family member blow up in our face, and we've blown up in their faces as well. That's why Proverbs says, whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Slow to anger means long fuse. Well, how do we do that? He who rules his spirit, self-control. The problem is that for short-fused people, everyone else rules their spirit. They become like the people they are around. He yelled at me, I yell back. People yank our chain and off we go. They control us. We need to learn to respond to people instead of just react to them. We need to be controlled by a power greater than ourselves. We need to be filled with the Spirit of God as God's children. That's why Ephesians 5:18 says, be constantly being filled with the Spirit. Then we can do what Proverbs 15:1 tells us, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. A soft answer is a controlled answer. The air may be hot and the temperature is rising, but are we going to be controlled by the temperature? Be a thermometer, or are we going to control the temperature, be a thermostat? A soft answer comes from someone with a long fuse, a spirit-controlled, long-suffering person. A harsh word stirs up anger, and we all know that that is true. When someone yells at me and I yell back, things don't calm down, they blow up. So who's ruling your spirit today? Who's in control of you? You will know as soon as your fuse is lit. How long did it take to blow up? A short fuse means I'm living for myself, I'm controlled by self. A long fuse means I'm controlled by the Spirit. Let me read you some verses to encourage you in this battle that we all face day in and day out. Galatians 5:16 says, but I say walk in the Spirit or by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the desires of the flesh are against the Spirit, and the desires of the Spirit are against the flesh, for they are opposed to each other to keep you from doing the things you want to do. And he ends that section with these wonderful words. But the fruit of the Spirit is love and joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such thing there is no law. These are the fruits of a spirit-controlled person, of one who has control of his spirit by the Spirit of God. Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. May the Spirit of God control us today. May we be long-fused people, not short-fused. May we be controlled by the Spirit of God. May this truth guide us and guard us as we seek to live in the trenches of life for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless you.